Another day, another potential winner. This is looking at the markets, and you know how I like to do it. I want to show you tomorrow's winners today, the hidden treasures and gems that haven't been discovered yet, but could become household names very soon. This one is on Benzinga, and according to their chart, it's up 30% over the past month, but still very undervalued in my opinion. There are no guarantees, of course, but I can easily envision this one potentially going up a lot higher. Now you want to know what you own, so what's the name of the company? It's right there on your screen, Brera Holdings, and it's on the NASDAQ, so you can probably get it through your broker. On the NASDAQ exchange, ticker symbol BREA. But don't just look at a chart, learn about the company as well. Well, let me ask you something. Are you into sports? Hey, if you're not, that's okay. A lot of people around the world are, and a lot of people in Europe and in the United States and elsewhere are into football. Well, in the United States, it's called soccer, okay, but in Europe and elsewhere, it's called football, and it's extremely popular, but it's not always monetizable, especially in the public markets in the United States. And so I found this Benzinga article, Football Investments, and again, football means soccer in the United States, no longer exclusive to oligarchs, meaning, the way it was before until now, only a few people could really invest meaningfully and control these types of investments in football or soccer, especially the European version. Now there's Brera Holdings, post-IPO statements following its $7.5 million IPO and NASDAQ closing bell ceremony in February. Brera Holdings is making a series of exciting announcements as American investors are getting football or soccer fever as Europeans pivot away from oligarchs ruled by just a few rich people of the East to a much larger investor pool. And football or soccer in Italy is floated as one of the foremost ways to improve social integration amid mass migration. Yeah, for a long time, football investments were perceived as inaccessible to the common person. Football club ownership seems like it acted as a preservation of wealth for those who made their money elsewhere and needed a safe bet. But now there's a new business model. It's called multi-club football ownership, MCO for short, the strong incomer. Now this market is transforming. There's a formidable list of incomers capable of challenging the oligarchs for a share of the action. And what's the one that you can invest in? There are very few that you could even think about investing in anywhere in the world, not to mention on the NASDAQ exchange. But there is one that I found on the NASDAQ exchange, Brera Holdings, BREA. Huge gains so far, sure, but I think it's going to keep going in my opinion. It's one of them and perhaps the most recent related IPO discussed by insiders on Wall Street. And this is from finextra.com. Again, the business model is called MCO, multi-club football ownership. The rising number of publicly traded firms and newbie individual investors in the nearly $30 billion European football market can likely be attributed to the MCO model. These investors are giving the wealthier football investors a run for their money, and they specifically list a firm that exemplifies this new age shift. There it is again, Brera Holdings. Finally starting to be talked about in articles and on Wall Street. NASDAQ exchange BREA. It's an Irish holding company focusing on expanding social impact of football or American soccer by developing a global portfolio of emerging football clubs. And this is from techbullion.com. See how many people are talking about this company already. Following their successful IPO, the CEO of Brera Holdings, Sergio Scalpelli, was asked about changes in the industry and how they will position their business. He said, quote, Brera Holdings would like to give average and institutional investors exposure to the football industry. At the same time, we also want to consider our potential role in helping Italy and Europe to improve social integration during times of change. This makes sense. This could be something that hasn't been really discovered in America yet or by American investors, but could easily be in the coming months. That's how I see it, at least. So this is listed, according to filmdaily.co, as an important company to watch in the multi-club football industry. It's the first one they listed, actually. Brera Holdings, an example of a fast-moving MCO operator. It was the first club to list an Italian football club, Brera FC, on the U.S. stock market. Then Brera moved quickly to announce expansion. They announced a signed letter of intent to acquire a European First Division football team in North Macedonia. and then announced the establishment of Brera's first African football team with the second division club started in Mozambique. So they're already building out their portfolio. This is not just a dream and a hope. This is the real deal, folks. So I want you to visit BreraHoldings.com. I will put a link in the description below this video, so you can click on it easily. And here it is. Here's the homepage. From local to global, from Milan in Italy to the rest of the world, a new idea for football, again, soccer in the United States. So read all about this. Check out the website. Know what you own if you want to buy it. And then also go to investors.breraholdings.com. I'll put that link in the description below this video as well. So why invest in Brera? We intend to show a path for a more sustainable approach to professional football, which is facing an endemic financial crisis and is seeking new innovation solutions through the use of unconventional routes and undiscovered markets with the aim to unleash their full potential, all while having access to the rich history of football in Milan, Italy, where football or soccer is huge. So there's actually exciting news also from Brera Holdings. This is straight right off the presses. March 23rd, Brera Holdings launches its FIFA 23 Pro Clubs Brera Esports team. As you can see, they're integrating technology into the sports. In Football Mad Italy, only 56 pro and amateur clubs, just 4 in the Series A First Division, have their own 11-man esports team. And Brera FC is now one of them. Brera Esports, third online group stage match set for April 6th versus Serie B's Palermo FC, owned by Manchester City Football Group. So they are getting into very ambitiously into esports, as you can see. So if you're not just into the live sports, but also making a technological avenue or route to enjoying these types of sports, if you believe that this is a growth industry like I do, and Insider Intelligence research reports says there were 532 million esports viewers worldwide last year, with an estimated 29.8 million in the US, eventually climbing to 34.8 million estimated in 2026. So it's not just me saying that this is a growth, hyper-growth actually, industry. It's already happening and estimated to grow much bigger. So this is a ground floor opportunity in my opinion. Brera, yeah, and they're getting into esports. They're involved with live football or soccer as well, and so they're getting the best of both worlds. So where do you start if you want to learn about this? Well, you start with BreraHoldings.com and investors.breraholdings.com. Links are in the description below this video. The stock data, as you can see, it's up. BREA on the NASDAQ exchange. It's very affordable still, though. I don't know how much longer it's going to be affordable. Read the latest press releases. This is a fairly new stock to the NASDAQ, so pretty much undiscovered by most people, but I think it has huge potential. Sure, it's gone up, it's got that momentum, but I think it could easily keep going as football or soccer fever pretty much takes over the world, not just in Italy, not just in Europe, but on all continents as I see it in the near future, right now and in the future for 2023 and beyond. So check it out. Click on those links and check out BREA on the NASDAQ exchange. So I'm going to keep on bringing you these potential winners in the markets. I want to thank you for watching and listening. I will talk to you again very soon.